SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, welcomes you to the round table of sports debate with the three wise guys. SoundOff begins now.
5, 4, 3, stay with me now. Fifth week of the McNeese Cowboys, that's right. 4 for LSU and third week for the NFL New Orleans Saints. Am I right on that? 5, 4, 3.
Where you were headed with
I got you. Got to kind of stay with me there. All right, big games to dissect, big thoughts that we're going to offer up, and of course, big guests sitting in for Kevin Guidry in the third chair. I don't read into that. It's the big name of Jim Gazzolo.
Just happy to be part of the family.
Host of Pote Nation.
I'm sitting with greatness. I'm sitting with greatness.
Big chair, big guest, Jim Gazzolo, all week sitting in for the traveling Kevin Guidry here. All right, a lot to cover, and I promise to keep my finger pointing to a minimum, especially when it comes to you. I'm not shy about pointing my finger at him. All right.
I'm not shy about pointing one.
You need to do that. All right, look, guys. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Another big injury hits the LSU Tigers. That's where we're going to start with the Tigers. Now it's star linebacker Harold Perkins Jr. out for the year with an ACL. First it was John Emery. I would call him a starting running back. ACL. Then it was Jacoby Guillory, defensive tackle, Achilles heel, now an ACL.
Really, Jacoby Guillory, they really needed him. Although their defensive line has been the best surprise of the year for them.
But you're burying the lead in your vernacular.
Okay,
Come on, this is Harold Perkins now, out for the year.
This
is a blow. This is a blow.
Well, he hadn't put up any big stats yet. They would say, you could say LSU is still trying to figure out what to do with him.
Yeah.
He's that kind of hybrid player.
Yep.
Obviously, probably the most talented guy on the defense. And you wonder, well, why can't they just let him do what he did as a freshman? Well, that's not the question anymore.
Yeah.
I guess now the big, torn ACL, obviously out for the year. I guess the question now is, does this get him back for a fourth year?
That's one of the
I think
secondary.
The assumption was, he would leave after this year. I would have been
Oh, no assumption. I asked you that. You said, no, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
if he's healthy, he's gone.
Yeah, but
now,
why wouldn't you leave now even more so? Because you're worried about getting injured again.
and that's true. There's that.
No, valid.
But how much does this hurt his draft stock?
His body will work. His body will work.
If he does not, come back and show he's healthy, and
I'll ask you. I mean, granted, not a whole lot of impact plays, but it's Harold Perkins Jr. He can make an impact play at any moment. The effect on this LSU team, on a scale of 1 to 10, 5, 6, 7, on the team and defense
Well, it depends what they're going to do with him, to be honest with you.
Well, you saw what they've been doing.
I don't think they have I don't think their problem is defense right now, as far as that goes. I think the secondary is more the problem.
Well, it's
you are absolutely correct.
Well,
there.
the chunk plays, but it starts up top.
Whenever you lose your best player, it's going to hurt.
Of course.
But we see it with McNeese with Micah Davey. They have patched together if guys step up. It is the opportunity for other guys.
No doubt.
And they do it. It's not like they're going to replace him with a one-star guy.
No, okay.
They're going to have talent.
All right, so let's talk.
I disagree with you. The defense isn't the problem. Particularly the back there, like I just said, their front four and to a degree their front seven is not playing bad.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Clean up some mistakes that's giving up these chunk plays out of nowhere. They'll play good for a half a quarter, and all of a sudden
they like
clip off a 60-yard
They lead the nation in 10, 20, 30-yard chunk plays.
The biggest problem to me is that they weren't using him right because he should be coming off the edge on every pass play, I think. That's his impact play.
Yeah.
But as a freshman, I know he had at least 2, maybe 3 interceptions.
He's like your star. Can he be the star? He's a cover guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what he was doing.
Yeah, okay.
Because you would find him in coverage.
Yeah, he is their best player. So there's going to be 2 or 3 guys that have to pick that up.
All right. So offensively, broken record. It's Garrett Nussmeier, 2 or 3 receivers, Mason Taylor, and a patchwork of running backs. And look, give them credit. I mean, the defense shut UCLA down, 89 yards second half. And they won by 17, and
it was actually 64.
Was it 60? But the long drives, I know we haven't played anybody yet, per se, outside of Southern Cal, but I like these long drives. I do.
Well,
90,
they had that,
92,
well, they had that,
96-yard
they had
drive.
that Saturday. And, you know, you look, well, you know, wasn't a great defense. Those 2 drives used up almost a quarter.
You're right. That's another
They scored the
benefactor.
first 2 times they had the ball in the second half.
Right.
And that was into the fourth quarter for the second.
And that's probably what their defense needs more than anything.
Yes.
I mean, that's when you're scoring
Good
every 30
point.
seconds.
Good point.
That's keeps them off. But I think the biggest problem has been their offensive line has not consistently done
I
that.
got
If
you
it
on that
starts
one.
doing
Boy, we
that,
belabored that point.
They're good. They're good in pass protection.
Yeah.
But they need a little better running game. But offensively, they're okay.
Oh, I think they're better.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
I think they're better.
they're
Okay.
fine.
Look, I know what you're going to say.
Oh,
Brian Kelly at halftime with the rant. It was a quick 1-minute rant. Hey, our defenders have to trust the technique, trust the schemes, trust in themselves, do their damn jobs. I didn't think it was throwing the defenders under the bus.
No. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I didn't either.
You said he threw the players under the bus after the Southern Cal
here's
game.
Well, the Southern Cal game, he threw his quarterback under the
it's the
bus.
same
You
thing
know,
to me.
we kind of, I don't know,
I didn't
this
have a
shit
problem with
already in the media, so to speak.
Yeah.
As far, you know, we throw guys under the bus all the time.
You do.
Yeah, we're not their coach.
No, of
And,
course
you know, I can remember when I was a younger sports writer, you kind of college guys, you treat them with kid gloves.
Yeah,
Am I
yeah.
right? Those guys are getting paid now.
No, it's a profession now.
Hey,
It's a profession.
there's no kid
But
gloves.
the point that at that point in time, I don't think it's bad. What I said it was, I think he threw kind of his players under the bus after Southern Cal one game. This isn't a world where we live in now where you lose one game and it's over for you.
Yeah, all right, okay. I didn't have a problem what he said, the pounding of the desk after Southern Cal. I don't have a problem
I
with
thought
what
that
he
was
said.
funny for him.
All right. Grayson Swinson, all right. You know, what?
Where'd that guy
He's a
come
beast,
from?
right? So
He
they're
is. He's two straight weeks. He's SEC Defensive Player of the Week.
got to rely on
5
him.
sacks. in
And
the
that
last
freshman
2
running
weeks.
back. And Caden Durham is.
Well, they've got some running backs. You can mix and match
They're
them
going to
a little
have the
bit.
talent. It's getting the pieces in the right place.
in the right place. The right place to be when you're looking for lunch and dinner, that would be the Max
wasn't
Bar and Grill
Tiger
at the
Stadium.
National. No, not on Saturday. At the National Golf Club's massive clubhouse is where you'll find a lunch, dinner menu teeming with your Louisiana favorites like po' boys gumbo, grilled cheese, crawfish sandwich, and the best bread pudding this side of the Mississippi. Fantastic bar to wind down with friends after work or after a round of golf. And they're open 7 days a week at the Max.
It is good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling
And tastes great.
Wait, is this a dream?
No, Luke. This is Miller Lite commercial.
What are you doing with the Johnson sofa?
They had a pipe break. Water leaked all over.
Really?
I'm a Roto-Rooter plumber.
Really?
We do water cleanup too.
Really?
Yeah.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleaning.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Welcome back to Sound Off, coming to you from ESPN at LaBerge. Also, Sound Off presented to you by 2 locally owned and operated heavyweights in the area. That would be J&J Exterminating, shielding what's near and dear to you, Louisiana, for over 60 years, home and businesses, termite protection, full exterminating services, and the like. Also, Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana, locally owned and operated, a crew of plumbers. I think they've been to your house. I tell you all the time, you got a problem, call Roto-Rooter, right?
You
Get
do.
that drain clean, and they do clean up.
There's been a lot of
for
people in
water.
my house over the years.
You're right.
Those couple of years.
That's Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana. All right, glad to have Jim Gazzolo sitting in for Kevin Guidry in the third chair. All right, glad to have you. Poke Nation, by the way. Poke Nation, Wednesdays, 10:05.
Wednesday, 10:05.
Wednesday, 10:05. You and Heath Schroyer, AD and McNeese. You do get a lot of a word in edgewise every now and then with Schroyer.
Oh, yeah, we get shots into him.
Probably easier than Kevin.
You're right about that. You're right about that. All right, LSU, Tiger Stadium.
Oh.
I noticed the sun side. I'm thinking, I'm watching the game. I said, where? I know it's UCLA. It was a good game until halftime. Where are the
UCLA
people?
had nothing to do with it. The play had nothing to do with it.
It was an entertaining game.
It was brutal. How many LSU games have I been to?
10,000.
Yeah. That's one of the 2 or 3 hottest I can remember.
Really?
And, not on us.
You're getting
the
old,
press
Scooter.
box was fine.
Yeah, of course.
The press box was fine. I mean, it's an open press box, but there is air conditioning.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad in the press
Better than
box.
what you and I deal with.
But I'm looking down at those poor people in the stands, particularly over there. The west side wasn't bad. I mean, I felt for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could tell.
Yeah.
They were.
I like day football, okay? I like a day football game,
not
but if I go to
Tiger
LSU as a
Stadium.
fan, I'm not sitting on the sun side. Not in September or
Not
even
in
October.
September.
No,
That's just me. All right.
Oh, you remember McNeese had the noon games for a couple of years. That was
brutal
that was
indeed.
brutal.
All right, the McNeese Cowboys with another uniform combination that I love, by the way. Brought them some luck against Alcorn. The white helmet, the blue jersey, the white pants. We got to get a white helmet. You got all the stroke over there. We got to get a white miniature helmet. I got to get a white helmet because I love the white helmets. All right.
I wonder if McNeese would, McNeese fans, they really are traditionalists.
Yeah,
I
I would
wonder
think
if
so.
they were to switch to that.
White helmet? Probably
It's
not.
50-50. It's been 50. The all-white
I like the
jerseys.
change.
The all-white jerseys actually played well with the fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did like it.
That,
and it
that
probably
opening
helped.
day.
The white, you mean? White, on
white.
Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of fans like because they kept the blue traditional shirts.
Yeah.
So I think they were okay with it. But
Yeah, now like
talking to someone.
finally, the offense got off to a fast start. 21 first quarter points, 42-14 was the final. Lo, I've been harping on it.
Yes, you have
going
been.
back. Harp. Look, and we've all discussed it. In my humble opinion, get McDowell going with quick passes, slants, crosses, something. Get his confidence, get his rhythm, get it going early. Gary Goff earlier in the week, that's what we're trying to do, get the rhythm going, right?
Yeah.
And of course, they start off with a 50-yard bomb, but they'll take it, right?
Yeah, but I can always tell you I knew it was coming because talking to him on Thursday, I kind of reiterated that he was acting as if he was in a car wreck and he was scared. I don't think he trusted everybody. I think he now trusts the offense. I think the quarterback trusts the receivers, which we didn't have before.
Okay.
I think you're seeing more of a development of timing with each other. Remember, he didn't play at Texas A&M. He only played half the game at Southern.
Probably good he didn't play at Texas.
Probably is because everybody else is out from that day still.
Yeah, good
I think that you're seeing it evolve. I think you're seeing the offensive line do better than we expected.
Yeah.
They haven't had a sack in 2 games. Yeah. So those are things that
You put all that in the pot. I get it, but you and I were discussing it last week. I mean, look, he's had 4 or 5 weeks in August camp to get some of the rhythm and confidence and yada, 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 but it's not real games. It's not real games.
I will be honest. The first 2 games, I'm wondering, why did they bring this guy in?
I never lost faith in him. I didn't.
Well, I kind of did.
didn't.
And I was
Because I knew
wrong.
he could still run.
I was wrong.
I knew he could still run. I knew he could throw that short pass. I just knew.
I had a lot of question marks on a lot of things early.
I don't know, man. No, I knew it's just let him cut it loose on the short cross and slants and let it build from there.
Well, I wasn't going to buy any Kool-Aid after last year.
Well, I don't blame you for that.
Because I drank too much early and I was...
All right, they got an issue with injuries at linebacker. All-American Micah Davies still week to week, day to day with the rib thing. Weaver State coming up, 2-2, tough team. Now Tristan Driggers goes down with a high ankle sprain. So now you got a Peyton Lemaire, a young kid out of Sulphur High School. And then I like him. He's a young transfer out of Tulane, A.J. Thomas, and maybe a couple of more guys. But a lot like Harold Perkins, Micah Davies.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a pretty good job,
Micah
guys.
Davies kind of is to McNeese what Perkins. In fact, I would compare Davey to McNeese to Devin White when he was in
I thought you were going to say Will Anderson with Alabama, but okay.
A tackling
no,
machine.
he was without question far more important to them because of what was around him. Far more important.
He's always around the ball. I give the defense credit. They're filling in right now.
These are all kids that played last year but weren't supposed to. They were supposed to be sitting out in redshirting.
That's right.
The kid from Sulphur has looked really good.
He has.
Now he's not as dramatic. He's not going to make as many tackles, but he's in the right places. It's part of. He stepped up. We saw Bugsy, the safety Bugsy Silvera,
Yeah.
he has stepped up and played.
Yeah,
The
couple of
defensive line is
interceptions.
much better. They have 9 sacks this year. They had 9 sacks
A
all
lot
last
of
year.
different. Look, this defense has gotten exponentially better. Okay, the offense is still a work in progress, I think, but coming around. I'm not a big believer, to a degree, in rotating all these running backs. I'm okay with the receivers. We've argued about this.
I think
But the
running
running
back and
backs-
receiver, you can do that.
I would like to see who's going to be the bell cow.
At
Who
running
are
back.
they going to count on? Yeah.
At running
I
back.
haven't seen that yet.
I hadn't seen it either. What did I ask you in the press box on Saturday?
Did I want any Skittles? Is one of the
Yeah, that I like to be polite. But no, I said, is Trevante Citizen, is he on a secret injury report? He didn't play at all. No snaps in the first half. They kind of saved him for the second
But
half.
as we've said, it's about, does he block when he's supposed to block? Does he do the other things?
The little things.
We saw that he can run. He runs 7, 8
Can.
yards every time he gets the ball.
If you got a guy who can run, overlook all these little positional things. I say overlook it. But I get the receivers. I get rotating a lot of the receivers.
Well,
All right?
especially with Curtis DeVille out.
Yeah.
Now he's a possibility this week as well. He's a shoulder. He's a possibility. All 3 could be back this week.
Weaver State, 2-2, 1-1.
Would you play him though?
More on that in Thursday's show, because I want to get into Gary Goff talking about, he dropped that playoff word a lot this week, didn't he? All right, coming up, we're talking black and gold and the Saints. First loss of the year. Oh my, but don't freak out. We're coming back.
Hey, mister, are you a roto-rooter plumber?
Guilty.
Did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Toilet overflow?
Nope.
Pipe break?
Getting warmer.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
How long can you hold your breath? Is that your real hair? What's the birds and the bees? Do you know where my grandma is?
You know, I don't know.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all: plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup.
I love being an adult because bringing a fruit platter to a party takes on a whole new meaning. Don't tell anyone it's store-bought. Simply Spiked. It's getting juicy.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
It is good. The Miller Lights win the big game.
You're right, Luke. Miller Lite is less filling and tastes great.
Wait, is this a dream?
No, Luke. This is Miller Lite commercial.
All right, we're back. Round 3 of Sound Off. Many thanks to Jim Gazzolo. That would be him sitting in the big chair for Kevin Guidry. All week, by the way. Poke Nation Wednesdays right here on CBS Lake Charles. Would he show also that Pokecast thing? That's at Mr. Bill's.
Mr. Bill's.
And that is Wednesday.
Yes.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock live on 92.9.
Yeah, 92.9 local radio station. You're not multimedia. American Press, beat writer.
Well, when nobody wants you, you got to fill a lot of
You gotta
gaps.
go where you gotta go. All right, you're a man in desire. All right, guys, I told you last week, not you, but you, and Guidry, who's not here, traveling, that there's gonna be a defense, there's gonna be a team that's gonna catch up a little bit with Clint Kubiak and this offense. Okay, it took the old guy from the sea, Vic Fangio. Remember him? You know him.
I love Vic Fangio.
I mean, and I think he may have taken Kubiak's offense a little to task. You know, I mean, that defensive line for the Eagles is pretty formidable. And
Well, that was that game. Even with all the turnovers the Saints got, the
2
fourth down stops,
block punt.
the Eagles were controlling the line of scrimmage. That's how you stop. I didn't think that Saints offense was stoppable.
I knew it could slow them down, but not like that.
Yeah.
3-0 at halftime with turnovers, block punt, goofy calls by Sirianni. Look, I'm not going to be the armchair quarterback. I'm going to try not to be. But was it me? I mean, Kubiak was determined to poke a hole in that defensive front with Alvin Kamara off tackle.
Me,
8 guys in the box. He's calling Kamara 41 up the middle.
Well, we talked about, they missed Taysom Hill.
Oh, big time.
You think?
Big time.
You talk about control. To me, that whole game changed when the center. What's his name?
Eric
The kid,
McCoy.
McCoy.
Yeah.
When he went out, that whole game
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was what? That was the first drive. I think.
Yeah, very early in the
very
first
early.
quarter. Very
Well,
early in the
you're
first quarter.
different-
We're talking Saints.
You're a different team every week. They were coming off a must-win game because they lost. They blew the game, so they were embarrassed on Monday night.
Yeah.
So
Short
they
week. Short
had to
week.
win.
Coming down.
Yeah, but they had to win.
I know they had to.
Nobody
We're talking
practices
Philadelphia. I
anymore,
got
so
it.
the short week doesn't bother anybody anymore. Nobody practices and hits anymore. So they had to win. The Saints have been hearing how great they were.
Right.
This happens all the time early in the year.
I don't have a problem with that.
By the way,
I don't have a
Panthers
problem with
won
the
with
loss.
Andy
the
Dalton.
Eagles quarterback coach, Doug Nussmeier,
Yeah.
they were in New Orleans.
Yeah.
He got to be in Tiger Stadium to see Garrett
That's cool.
play.
See his son Garrett.
He was
pretty
sweating too.
good. All right. Yeah, sure. I love it. The Saints defense. The Saints defense will be good. They are good. But
They are.
this tight end, Dallas Go, come on. I mean, constantly with the across the middle, that little seam route. I mean, what did he have?
I mean-
3, 4, 30-yard chunk plays?
But look,
I know it's gonna
going
happen,
in-
but come
well,
on.
yeah, but going in, if you say
Dallas Gobert?
you know, you hold the Eagles to what 15 points.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
I got it. Yeah.
I find Saints win by 2 touchdowns.
And
but
you-
here again, the Saints defense played fine for most of the game.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter how good the Saints defense plays. For the last 30 years, they can always give up points in the last minute of the first half and the game.
It was a late game, 2-minute giveaway.
Yeah.
Late game, give the game away to, and of course the big one to
Did
Dallas.
you think they were going to go 17-0?
No, of course not. That's why this.
I thought maybe 16, you know.
Oh, look at here. I like that. Because it was home.
Yeah.
Because it was a home game. Okay, you got to win at home. In the dome. Plus the Eagles and the problems that they're having, and Sirianni and the calls and yada yada yada. Yeah, this was a very winnable game.
I think the Eagles are a really good team with a coach that is very questionable.
Yes.
And a quarterback that likes to make mistakes.
Plus,
He does,
well, he does.
but he can make
But
plays.
he can make plays too.
Plus the fact,
Oh, yeah.
plus the fact that the Eagles were also missing 2 starting offensive linemen at one point in the game. Remember, on the right side.
You know,
they lost Lane
with
Johnson.
with 17 games, that's almost the norm now in the NFL. It's the norm in college. It's who you are and who you got.
Did you guys get the sense that Kubiak was a little, because of the defensive line maybe, a little close to the vest with throwing the ball downfield? I mean, look, they tried it. I didn't see a whole lot of effort to get the ball. Taysom Hill was a huge loss in regards to the passing game and the threat.
I don't remember thinking that, really.
It's your Swiss Army knife and your safety valve.
Yeah.
Lose them both at one time.
All right.
Well, how many plays a game does he normally make? Big plays.
Yeah.
5, 6 usually.
Yeah, and how many times
a
you got to account
3-point
for him?
game? You don't think that's a difference?
And how many times you got to account for him?
Yeah.
So when he comes on the field.
Of course, he draws attention. Derek Carr, yes. The knock on Derek Carr is you get in his face, you put pressure on him. He gets a little quick with the throw. He makes mistakes. The last one was a goofy play. He admitted it. He was trying to go for something, and it was a Green Army coming at him.
I didn't have a problem with Derek Carr.
I didn't have a problem
I've
per
come
se.
around
I thought the game plan was a little conservative. Give some credit to the Eagles secondary. Chauncey Gardner,
Trust me, from a guy who would love to have a quarterback at some point in time in his hometown, you got to deal with. Derek Carr is not the worst of quarterbacks out there.
No. Statistically,
But he is what he is.
Easy in the top 10 to 12.
But he is what he is.
He is what he is, and you do have to give him that extra second.
I put him in the top quarter of quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's not.
No doubt about it.
He's not what I look at every Sunday.
This loss will leave a mark. It will leave a mark because it's a home game.
It's the NFL. There's 17 games.
I know that,
You
but
win
every
you
game.
win next week, you're 3-1. It's a division game. You're 2-0 in the division. You're fine.
And that mark kind of decreases a little bit because Tampa lost to the Broncos in Tampa. The Falcons fall to the Chiefs when they could have possibly stole a home game against the other Super Bowl champs. So,
well, there's a lot of things happening in that game that
All
probably
right,
need even longer looks.
Let's hit this break. We're coming back with the last round of Sound Off when we come back.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
J&J Exterminating is here for you with our water damage sanitation treatments and wood protective borate treatments. There is no charge for home evaluations. Contact your local J&J Exterminating professional.
Now's the perfect time to enjoy your amazing backyard. Unless you have a mosquito problem, contact the experts at J&J Exterminating and take advantage of $50 off initial service. Make this summer the best ever with J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Hey, mister, did you fix what flooded my house?
Sure did.
Busted water heater?
Nailed it.
What's next?
Wrapping up the water cleanup.
You do that too?
We do both.
Fair enough.
Call Roto-Rooter for plumbing and water cleanup. Yeah, we do both.
Locally owned Roto-Rooter of Southwest Louisiana does it all. Plumbing, drain cleaning, and water cleanup. All right, final round of the show coming to you from ESPN Bet at LaBeche. All right, the Southern Conference kind of is what it is, what I thought it would be. Incarnate Word wins. Nickel State wins. I think they're the cream of the crop. I think Lamar maybe by itself right there. And I'm talking early on now, McNeese and Lamar kind of in the middle tier, okay? Southeastern, I think, will be okay. Everybody else is a jumble, but Incarnate Word and Nichols.
You're unbelievably polite with jumble.
Okay, it's a jumble.
The other three are a disaster.
It's a jumble. It's a jumble. We'll see about that. All right, new AP poll. Texas still number one. Correct me if I'm wrong, newspaper boys, I should say. Georgia number two, Alabama four. Who's three? Ohio State, your Big Ten guys. Tennessee bumps Ole Miss down.
Yes.
Tennessee now number 5. Deserving? I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Tennessee has beat somebody. Ole Miss really hasn't.
No.
Ole Miss has looked uber impressive.
On paper. On paper, they can be.
But they haven't really played anybody that had a chance to beat them.
Not yet.
Now, they've
It's
gone
coming.
out, and to their credit, they've done what you're supposed to do against them.
Yeah, that's right. All right, gentlemen. Oklahoma State tried with the QR code behind a helmet. Remember that? Scan and give money to our players. Tennessee now has enacted what they're calling a talent fee, 10% talent fee added on to tickets to help pay for
That's
NIL.
next year.
Okay, my head gets into a knot with NIL, okay?
Yeah.
How can they be collecting money for NIL when the schools don't pay money for NIL? It's collectives. Where's this? What am I
Let me
missing?
explain it to you then, Rick.
Please.
All of these colleges, they ought to be going and visiting the mobsters because they're all about to get into money laundering.
Laundering. Is that what it is?
No, we've gone into where a lot of states have changed the laws for their own state.
That's true.
So if your state says it's okay, you're not breaking any law.
Oh, so you're saying Tennessee state law allows them to...
But I don't understand that.
I didn't research that.
It's not against any, back 20 years ago, 10 years ago, it wasn't against a state law to pay, buy a kid a car.
Yeah.
But the NCAA can damn well nail
And they're getting, the NCAA doesn't put up fights anymore.
I don't
They
like
just roll
this.
over.
I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. Too much ambiguity, and then you got some
Tennessee is just going to hit their fans up, instead of voluntarily. If you want to go to the game, you're going to pay 10% more.
We're out of time. We've got to go. Thanks, Big Jim, for joining us. We'll see you next time.